for 1e4 out there. But, well, I try to make mine as principled as possible. So against the Sicilian with knight c6, I also recommend bishop b5, which is the Rosolimo Sicilian. And here I recommended c3 with the idea of building up a center pawn with d4. And here Magnus plays e5 in this position on move 5. But here black still has some problems to solve after d4. So e6, now I can take the center with d4. Takes, queen b6, knight c3. Yeah, there's a book of Parmarjan Negi on the French, the Caro-Kann, and the Fildor with white. But in that book, he recommends knight c3 against the French, while I recommend knight d2. And I think against the Caro-Kann, he recommends the classical variation with d4 followed by knight c3. Meanwhile, I recommended the advanced variation. Maybe I can take on c6 and then use the holes on the dark squares, knight c3. Well, yeah, I agree that e4 is probably the best move, the first move. Best by test according to Bobby Fischer. So there are certain lines where it's certainly easier to get an advantage with 1e4. And I believe every player should start with 1e4 and then move on to d4 or other openings later on. But 1e4 gives you all the flexibility you need. It's very concrete, very active, and you learn a lot of different kinds of positions. And in some lines, it's easier to get an advantage than with 1d4. So I believe every starting chess player should learn 1e4 first and move on to 1d4, just like they should learn the Sicilian first before moving on to other openings. So e5, knight takes g3, h takes g3. Probably mess this up a little bit. Yeah, Chess Pirate. Wesley, how many days did it take you to record the 56 hours in your first course? Yeah, it took me, I was recording 5 to 6 hours a day, every single day. So it was quite tiring in the end, but I wanted to have it done before my Airthings tournament. So I was, 56 hours. So I recorded for like 10 to 12 days straight. Crazy stuff. Yeah, I was drinking a lot of water during the recording. Just have to catch my breath. But it all worked out good in the end. So here after g5, I thought I can take on g5. H takes, bishop takes, f6, e takes, knight takes, e takes, maybe not. I'll just play g4, probably not very good. That's good enough for a blitz game. So after gh4, gh5, c5, yeah, she can play c5. Yeah, recording's not difficult. You just have to make time for it. So here, her bishop on b7 is very passive, and she probably should play c5 on move 20. Rook g1, and then rook g6. Yeah, but I know many people who have recorded a lot more DVDs than I have. Like Sam Shankland, for example, he's recorded 5 DVDs. So he's clearly more of an expert than I am. Rook takes e6, rook g6. Yeah, good.